to tonight's playoff game against Sanders and Hopkins. I think we're just about to get ready for the opening kickoff here. Sorry about that. Anyway, getting ready for opening kickoff. It looks like Sanders is going to kick the ball off to Hopkins first, so Hopkins will get the first possession of the game. Very short kickoff that ends up at the 41-yard line. And that's where Hopkins will start the first possession. Actually placing the ball right at the 40-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10 from there for Hopkins. Be a run play to start the game. And it'll gain about 8 yards on the play. It'll be second down at about 2 at about the 48-yard line. Another run play off the right side. That play isn't going for much. I think it ended up with no gain on the play. So it will be third down and about 2. Still at the 48-yard line. Quarterback keeper run right up the middle. Still fighting for extra yardage in that last extra push. I think got them the first down as they cross midfield. And indeed it will be enough for the first down. I think they're going to place the ball right at the 49-yard line on Sanders' side of the field. So it'll be first down and 10 from there for Hopkins. Up in the air. Eventually it falls harmlessly incomplete. Added a bunch of players' hands, but harmlessly falls to the turf for Hopkins. So it'll be second down and 10. Back to the ground now. The nice run. Take it to about the 45, 46 yard line. Gain of about 4 on the play. They'll bring up third down at about 6. Again, first drive of the game. Hopkins got the opening kickoff. Already used about 2.5 minutes of the quarter on this drive. Third down and 6. High snap by Corral and a run up the middle. That'll gain about 2. Take it to about the 44 yard line. And that'll bring up a fourth down and about 4, maybe 5. Right now the offense is staying on the field. So Hopkins looks like they're going to go for it in this opening drive. So fourth down and about 4. Going to be a pass, and now the quarterback's keeping it, and looks like that extra push at the end might have gotten him across the line. We'll see where they spot it, where they say his knee was down. Initial indications are putting him short by about a yard. His knee must have been down before that final lunge. And they are calling him short, so it's going to be a turnover on downs for Hopkins, and Sanders is going to get the ball at about their own 40-yard line. Be Sanders' first drive of the game. The drive used about half the quarter. We're down to 4:14 in the first quarter. Still scoreless. Hopkins had a turnover on downs on their first drive. Now we'll see what Sanders can come up with. That's a nice run play up the side. That's definitely enough for a first down, and now it's over to Hopkins' side of the field. They're going to put it at about the 37. The first down and 10 for Sanders. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Sanders, but then immediately stopped by Hopkins. That will be a loss on the play. I'd say a loss of about 3. They're going to put it back at the 40-yard line. So it'll be second down and about 13 for Sanders. This is going to be a straight-up run up the middle, and it gained about the original line of scrimmage, so a gain of about 3, maybe 4 on the play, which will bring up third and about 10, putting it back at about the 37. So third down and 10. Quarterback has the ball. He's going around the side. Worked last time for them. Couldn't get away from an ankle tackle there at the end. Won't be enough for a first down, but it will gain about 7 yards at the 30-yard line. It'll bring up fourth down and about 3. With about 2:05 left to go in the quarter. Each team's first possession. It's taken up most of this first quarter. So fourth down, about 3. And that play is not going to get there. I think they might have actually lost a yard on that play. So Hopkins holds, and they will get the ball back on a turnover on downs. So each team on their first possession drove the ball a little bit down the field, but turned it over on downs. So with about 1:44 left in the first quarter, each team's had a drive, but we are still scoreless. So it'll be first down and 10 for Hopkins. They've placed the ball at the 31. So this will be Hopkins' second drive of the game. That run play gains about 2 yards, I'll say. Second down and about 8 from there. If you're just joining us, we're down to 1:03 in the first quarter. Both teams have had a drive with a little bit of yardage gained, but both teams turned it over on downs. So we're coming to the end of the first quarter and we're still scoreless. It'll be second down and about 8 for Hopkins. That run will gain about 3, maybe 4 more. Right at the 35. It'll be third and about 6 for Hopkins. Approaching 17 seconds left in the quarter. We'll see if Hopkins tries to run another play before we change sides of the field. And it doesn't look like it, unless they snap the ball in a hurry. Down to 3 seconds. And they will not get the play off before the quarter. So into the quarter, still scoreless. Both teams have had one drive so far, but the defensives have held. Start of the second quarter, we'll change sides of the field. Again, it'll be third and about 6 for Hopkins at their own, call it 36-yard line. Quarterback keeper will gain about 5 right near the sticks. I'm not sure if they're going to give him the first down. It looks like they're calling him just short by maybe about a yard. Nope, they're going to give him the first down. Strike that. So it will be enough for the first down. Moving the chains. So it'll be first down at the 42. First and 10, and there's movement before the snap. I'm guessing it's going to be false start, and that is the call, so that'll back Hopkins up 5 yards. They get first and 15. They're going to move the ball to about the 38. Maybe 37, give or take a few yards. So the first and 15 after the penalty. Again, we're still scoreless, just starting the second quarter. It's Hopkins' second drive of the game. fake handoff did not fool Sanders at all. I think we're going to lose about 2 or 3 more yards on that play, so Hopkins is going the wrong way on this drive. I'll bring second down and probably about 17, 18. Again, all of my yard estimates are very much an estimate. So take what I say with a grain of salt. So second down and long for Hopkins. We're going to attempt to throw, and that pass is complete, right at the 45. That'll make it third down and a much more manageable. But it looks like that receiver took a hit, but luckily he's coming up to his feet now. And it looks like he might be feeling the effects of that hit. But it was a nice catch. Probably bring a third down and about 6, I'll say. Right at the 45. Actually, it's probably close to 7 yards. So bring up third down, about 7. There'll be another run play. And a nice run play. It's close to the sticks again. We'll see if it's enough for a first down. It looks like it is. They're putting it at the 47, now on Sanders' side of the field, and it looks like they are going to move the chains. So it is indeed a first down. Another run play up the left side. Nice moderate game on first down. Probably have a gain of about 5, but there is a flag thrown at the end of that play. Initial indication looks like it's holding, so it might go against Hopkins and that play might be coming back. And it is indeed holding on Hopkins, so that play will not count, and they're going to go back. 10 yards, should probably put them back on their own side of the field. And they're going to put it all the way back at the 43-yard line. So it'll be first down and 20, I believe, after the penalty. Attempt to throw the ball, and now he's just going to take off and run with it. Nice run play. Gained about half of the yards back. Actually, maybe even more than the penalty yards. They're now back on Sanders' side of the field, about the 47. Actually might have been a gain of almost exactly 10, because it looks like the marker is right back in its original position. So we'll say it's second down and about 10 again. So again, we're down to 4:04 in the second quarter. Still scoreless here. And there was more movement before the snap. And it will be a false start against Hopkins. Back and forth in this drive for Hopkins. So again, that will put them back on their side of the field. They're going to put the ball at about the 48. So I believe that'll make it a 2nd and 15 if my math and penalty yardage knowledge is correct. Second and 15. hangs on to it with some heavy pressure in the backfield. And he'll probably get back to the original, or the current line of scrimmage, I should say. He might have gained maybe a yard, being generous. They put the ball now at the 49, so maybe a gain of about 1 at the end of the day. That will make it 3rd down and probably about 14. They got out of a long yardage necessary distance not too long ago. We'll see if they can do it again. And he's going to throw it for his receiver, and it looks like he got it. It is indeed a catch. That's what they're calling it. This takes it all the way down inside the 20-yard line. They're going to put it down at the 17. So Hopkins is in business now. So it'll be 1st down and 10 at the 17-yard line. Looking for the first score of the game with 2:21 left in the half. Just waiting for the chains to catch up. That's the delay. Okay, now I think they're in position, or they're getting there. There we go. Now I think we're ready to play. 1st down and 10. Oh, that was a bad snap. Quarterback just has to fall on it to avoid disaster. That will make them end up losing about 4 yards on the play back to the 21. So it'll be 2nd down from there. Not much the quarterback can do with that snap. Down to 1:35 now in the half. Still no score. And that pass falls incomplete. Sanders will fall on it, but they will do indeed call it a forward pass. Falls incomplete. So now it'll be about 3rd down and 14. You know you got to attack, you got to rock with the green and roll with the gold. You know you got to attack, you got to rock with the green and roll with the gold. Rock it, rock it, rock it. That incomplete pass stopped the clock at 1:21. So that's how much time Hopkins has to do something if they're going to take advantage of this field position. 3rd down and about 14. There's a whistle. I believe this is just a timeout called. And that is indeed the case. So it'll be a timeout for this 3rd down play. And 1:21 left in the half. No score. Only the 3rd drive of the game. All drives so far have been very methodical. Several plays. The first 2, one by each team, ended in a turnover on downs. This is Hopkins' 2nd drive of the game. Down about 14, looking to throw the ball, but he will not get the chance. Sacked way back at the 30. That'll make it 4th down and very long. Not even going to try and count how many yards that is. Actually, they're going to mark it at the 29. So it'll be 4th and about 20. We'll see what Hopkins decides to do here. There's 1 minute and 4 seconds left on the clock, and there was a timeout called, so probably brainstorm what they're going to do here. Chance to count the yardage. Ball's currently spotted at the 29. The 1st down marker appears to be right at the 7. So it's actually probably a 4th and 22. And the offense will go out there. 4th and 22. Hopkins has to get all the way down to the 7-yard line in order to get a 1st down and keep the drive going. And it's going to be a short pass, but that ball was picked off. And they're going back the other way, and I don't think anyone's going to catch up to him. And they are not indeed. That will be a pick 6 for Sanders right before the half. Clock's is now under a minute. So that'll put the first points on the board. And Sanders' defensive score. It'll now be 6-0 for Sanders with a 2-point conversion upcoming. I'll go ahead and apologize that our scoreboard capabilities will not work on this stream, so I'll just try and keep telling you what the score is. Two-point conversion for Sanders after the pick 6. Put them on the board first. Not sure what the delay is. Somebody talking to the ref on the field. But about what? I don't know. They're calling. Looks like they're calling on sportsmanlike conduct penalties. He's kind of pointing in both directions, so I assume it's going to be on both teams. And that they will offset and not affect yardage. But now they're backing up, so maybe I'm wrong. The sportsmanlike conduct was definitely the call. But considering that they're backing up this 2-point conversion attempt, I guess it was called on Sanders after a touchdown. I guess that is the case. Because now the ball has been placed at about the 17-yard line for this 2-point conversion. And I think he got in around the corner, and they are calling it good. So that will be 2 more points for Sanders, making it 8-0. with 46.7 seconds left in the half. Our first points on the board after the pick 6 and successful 2-point try. Hopkins will have less than a minute to work after this kickoff before halftime. Now find themselves down 8-0. Another short kickoff. And that ball will be placed for Hopkins at about 37. They're left with 36 seconds exactly to work with before the half. I don't know the timeout situation. The scoreboard doesn't show it. I think they have at least 2 left, but I don't know for sure. So that could help their clock situation, see how aggressive they want to be after that. Their last drive ended in a pick 6. It'll be first down and 10 at their own 37-yard line, we'll call it. And that short pass attempt, I should say, falls incomplete. Not exactly sure who he's throwing the ball to. There didn't seem to be a Hopkins receiver in the area. But it does fall incomplete, so no harm. And it will bring up second down. And we're down to 30.7 seconds left before the half. But he was able to pick it up and have a short completion. Gain of about, maybe call it 8. But he stayed in bounds. He stayed in bounds, so the clock was running, but now it is stopped because a timeout was called by Hopkins, I believe. The clock now reads 18 seconds. And they're only at their own 46, so they have a long way to go if they want to try and tie this game before half. Actually third down, 1 maybe 2 yards, and 18 seconds to go before halftime. He's looking to throw it, and it is complete. It's definitely enough for a first down at about the 40-yard line, now on Sanders' side of the field. And another timeout will stop the clock with 10.1 seconds to go. Sorry for the delayed camera movement, but we didn't quite see the end of that play. It was a completed catch at the 40. Be a fresh set of downs with 10.1 seconds to go. So Hopkins trying to tie this game up before halftime, finding themselves down 8-0. timeout. Again, it'll be 1st and 10 at 40 with 10.1 seconds to go before halftime. So Hopkins will be looking for some big chunk plays here, trying to get in the end zone with 10 seconds left. And a flag has been thrown before the snap. I think they're calling a delay of game on Hopkins. They are going to back him up, put him back at the 45. And I don't have a play clock here either, so I can't confirm if that was the call or not from my end. And I did hear someone say delay of game. So it'll be 1st and 15, now at the 45, still 10.1 seconds to go. And another whistle before the snap. I believe this one's going to be a false start. And it is. So that should take the ball back to around midfield for Hopkins. And it'll be 1st down and 20 now, right at midfield. Even though I think the clock is their bigger enemy right now with only 10.1 seconds to go. That snap off. The quarterback looked to throw for a second, but now takes off and runs with it. Only gains about 3 on the play. Clock is still running, and I think that's going to end the half right there. And it will. So it will be halftime. Sanders is up 8-0. In case you missed any of the first half, both teams got a drive to start the game that were very methodical, took some time off the clock, but both ended in a turnover on downs. On Hopkins' second drive of the game, they drove it down most of the length of the field, got inside the 20-yard line, but then threw a pick 6, which is how Sanders got its touchdown. So that takes us to halftime. We're going to keep the stream going, but mute the sound, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes, give or take. 2 minutes and 50 seconds on the scoreboard to mark the end of halftime. It looks like they're getting ready to line up for the second half kickoff. Hopkins got the ball to start the game, so Sanders will get the ball, leading 8-0. Again, apologies that technical difficulties are keeping us from keeping the scoreboard on the screen. But it is Sanders 8, Hopkins nothing. And they're going to start the third quarter. Actually, I think they might actually start it now. Anyway, whenever they choose to start the third quarter, Sanders will get the ball, which actually will only be their second offensive drive of the game. Their first one ended in a fourth down stop by Hopkins defense and turnover on downs. And their touchdown was obtained defensively. Looks like we're all lined up and ready to kick off, but they do have another minute left on the scoreboard officially to mark the end of halftime. I'm not sure if they're going to stick to that official mark or not. Looks like they are now. We're down to 13 seconds. And there's the horn. I guess that means we'll be officially ready to start the third quarter. Again, Hopkins is kicking off to Sanders. Sanders will get the ball to start this half. Already leading 8-0. Kickoff. It was a short return after the catch. Sanders will start this possession on their own 31-yard line, it appears. First down and 10 from there. Again, this is only their second offensive drive of the game. A run play, but it doesn't gain much. In fact, I think it might have lost 2 yards. At least lost 1 yard. I think they're going to officially say he lost a yard. So it'll be second down and about 11 from the 31 now. Sanders on this opening drive of the second half. Quarterback's going to hang on to that one and run. Run this play several times today, and it's usually been successful. That one goes for about 4. Takes it to about the 35. Should bring up about a third down and call it 6-ish. So third down. Quarterback's going to run again. Direct snap. This one, oh, he's going to be knocked out of bounds right at the sticks. I think they're going to mark him a yard short. Maybe 2 yards short, actually. It's going to be fourth down and short. 4th down and short. I think they're putting the ball at the 41. I think it's officially a 4th down and 2 on this first drive for Sanders in the second half. See if Hopkins can come up with a stop here. And another direct snap run around the other side this time. And this one is going to be enough for first down. They're now on Hopkins' side of the field. Take it down to about the 46. I think they're actually going to put it on the 45. So it'll be a fresh set of downs. But wait, there was a late penalty called. I didn't see a flag, but they are indicating holding. So that play is not going to count. Again, didn't see a flag, but I saw a referee indicate holding, and they are indeed marching the ball back. So that 4th down conversion will not count. I think that should make it about a 4th down and 12, if my memory is correct. So it was a 4th down and 2, and yes, now they're marching the sticks in the ball back. Okay, so it will be a 4th down and 12. They moved the ball back all the way to about the 34-yard line, back to their side of the field now. So it will be another 4th down attempt for Sanders, but a much longer one this time. So 4th down and about 12 now. I think we're still trying to figure out where the sticks are supposed to be. Okay, I think they finally got it figured out. And we're ready for this play. Again, 4th down. I'm going to say 12 on this first drive of the second half. And there's another whistle. Let's see what the delay is now. Again, I didn't see a flag or anything. I'm not sure what the holdup is this time. Whatever it is, we have got a lot of time to think about this 4th down play. Okay, whatever the issue is, I think we've got it cleaned up now. Again, I think it's 4th down and 12 for Sanders after the holding call. And it'll be another run play, but this one is not going to go very far. I think he might have ended up gaining about 2 on the play at the end of the day. Well, actually, there seems to be confusion. The sticks say that was a 1st down play, and that Sanders still has the ball, but it should have been a 4th down play. And I think the crowd is agreeing. So I think we've lost track of the downs here after the penalty initially. But they are acting like that was actually a 1st down and not a 4th down play. So Sanders maintains possession in a very weird way that I'm not quite sure what's happened there. But they're calling it 2nd down. And that ball popped up in the air for a second. I don't know if it was a fumble or a bad exchange. But regardless, it did end up in the hands of a Sanders player, but he was tackled immediately afterwards. And he lost a few yards on that play. It's 3rd down at about 11 now. And I think they've put the ball at about the 34. I think I finally figured out what down it is. And another run play. Gain of maybe about 4. Sorry that it's on the opposite end of the field and it's small. But they put it at about the 38-yard line. And another 4th down. And I think this one actually is a 4th down. See, 4th down, and we'll call it about 6 or 7. See what happens on this 4th down. We're down to 4:36 in the quarter. Almost used half of the quarter on this drive. And a forward pass a little shove pass, but it did not go very far. I think he actually lost a yard at the end of the day. And that one they are going to say is a 4th down stop. And Hopkins will get the ball back this time. About 3 plays later than I think they technically should have, but regardless, they do get the 4th down stop and a turnover on downs. So Hopkins will get the ball for their first offensive possession of the half. Trying to tie this game up. Sanders is up 8-0. Now 4:26 on the clock. Hopkins will have the ball on Sanders' side of the field. It will be at about 38. So they have a short field to work with. There'll be a run play off the left side. Nice gain on 1st down, and he's still fighting for the extra yardage. And I think at the end of the day, he'll gain about 7 on the play. Down to about the 31. Should bring up 2nd at about 3, maybe 4. That'll be the 2nd down and 4. Another run play, this time off the right side. And he'll be close to the 1st down sticks. I'm not sure if it's going to be quite enough. Marking him right at about the 28, which is about where that line marker is. But I think they're going to call him a yard short. So it should be 3rd down and about 1. He's short, he's not short by much. They are going to call it a 3rd down. 3rd down, and we'll say 1. Ball at about the 28-yard line. Short completion, but that play was not count because a false start penalty was called on Hopkins. So instead of a 3rd and very short, it will be 3rd and about 6 now. Now push the ball back to about the 33-yard line. We need to get about the 28-27 for 1st down. Penalties have been a plague for Hopkins offensively tonight. They have converted several 3rd and 4th down and long plays previously. Let's see if that streak continues. And that's short completion, and he's brought down. Short of the 1st down. I think he gained about half of the needed yardage. It's going to be 4th down. They're going to put the ball right at 31. I think that'll give him a 4th down and 3 yards to go about. This on Hopkins' first offensive play, or offensive drive of the 2nd half. We're down to 2 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Hopkins still trailing Sanders 8-0. So on this 4th down play, they need to get about 3 or 4 yards to keep the drive going. After they stopped Sanders, that gave them very good field position. And a flag has been thrown. And it's going to be another delay of game penalty, which is going to back him up again. Again, penalties killing Hopkins today. I'll push the ball to about the 36-yard line. I'm going to say it's about 4th and maybe 8 or 9 now. I'm going to say it's about 9 that they need now on this 4th down play. And he's looking to throw it. And there's a receiver in the area, but the throw is a little short for the receiver, and it falls incomplete. It'll be another turnover on downs, and Sanders will get the ball back. Unless I lost track of the downs again. No, I don't think that is the case. I think it is indeed a turnover on downs, and Sanders will get the ball back at their own 36. Sanders already leading by 8. We have about 1:06 left in the third quarter. Hopkins not able to take advantage of the good field position to see if they can stop him again on defense. So first down and 10 for Sanders, and another flag has been thrown. Now it's a delay of game on Sanders. The penalty bug is catching now. So that'll move Sanders back. Gonna put it at about 31 now. Maybe first and 15 now. All these penalties make it very hard to tell what down it is. And that ball is going way backwards on a nice defensive play by Hopkins. That lost several yards. It's all the way back to about the 23, maybe the 22 now, on that defensive play by Hopkins, putting Sanders way behind the sticks. I think a timeout was called before this play. Maybe it'll give me time to try and figure out how long the down distance is. All these penalties and negative plays have made my job difficult tonight. Assuming my math is correct, I think they have like a second down and 23. But do not take that too literally. Just know it is second down and very long now for Sanders. After the delay of game penalty and then the tackle for loss. This puts Sanders way behind the sticks. Another tackle behind the line. Not quite as much of a loss on this one, but it will be a little bit of a loss. I think they're going to lose about 2 more yards. And it doesn't look like they're moving the sticks, so maybe it actually ended up being no gain. Regardless, at the end of the day, it's still going to be a third down and very long for Sanders. They got to get the ball to about the 46-yard line for a first down, and the ball right now is at about the 22. So a lot of ground to cover. And that's the end of the third quarter. No scoring in that quarter, so it's still Sanders 8, Hopkins nothing. Defense and long, methodical drives has been the theme of this game. Not a lot of offense to be found. So one more quarter to go. Hopkins needing the ball back and to get a touchdown to tie this thing up. And the 2-point conversion. Change sides of the field with a change of quarter. The players should join the camera shortly. Okay, so start of the fourth quarter. Sanders leading 8-0. They do have the ball, but they have a third and very long. I'm going to still say it's about 22 yards that they need at their own 22. Again, they need to get to about the 46 to get a first down. It is third down, so they do have 2 downs to get there. Stoppage here. I think I've heard somebody say that there's a player down on the field. That is true. I think it is a Sanders player that's down. Turn the camera away to give some privacy while they look after the injured player. Looks like they're getting the young man to his feet now. It happened before the play, so hopefully it's something minor like a cramp. He is hobbling off on his own power, so hopefully he's going to be okay. Okay. Now I think we're going to be ready for the start of the fourth quarter. Again, third down and 20 plus. Again, estimate about 22. And I see the scoreboard is flashed. Again, apologies that technical difficulties keep the score from being updated. It is 8-0 Sanders. The run play along the right will gain a few yards, not very many, I'll probably say about 3. It's still going to be fourth down and very long. They're going to put the ball right at the 25. They need to get to the 46 to get a first down, so if the math is right, that still leaves them at about a fourth down and 21 for Sanders. See if Hopkins can get a stop here and get the ball back. Start of the fourth quarter, down by 8. Hopkins really needs to stop. And they're actually punching the ball. And the punch was muffed. Muffed by the Hopkins punt returner. Not sure who they're going to give the ball possession to. Initially it looked like a Sanders player was able to jump on it. There's no official signal yet. Still fighting for it at the bottom of the pile, I believe. I think I see a ref pointing in Hopkins' direction. So I think they might have been able to avoid disaster. And I think that is the case. I think Hopkins was able to get that ball back after the muffed punt and avoid disaster and get possession, making it a little more exciting than necessary, but they will still have the ball, down 8 points, and they're going to put the ball at Sanders' 44-yard line, I believe. Actually, no, it's going to be close to the 42, actually. So they are going to be on Sanders' side of the field to start this possession. Again, I apologize. I don't know what's going on with the scoreboard. The game changer. It is not accurate. It is definitely not 102-0. It is Hopkins has 0, Sanders has 8. So just ignore the physical scoreboard. And I will tell you the score. It is 8-0 Sanders. Hopkins has the ball. Back trying to tie it up. There's about 6:39 left in the game, but they have to do it. Wouldn't it be nice if the scoreboard was accurate and it was 102-0? But sadly, that is not the case. After the quick huddle timeout by Hopkins. They'll start this possession at Sanders' 42-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. Hopkins down by 8 with 6:39 left to tie this game up. And that'll be a short completion with a lot of room to work with. And he'll take that ball to about the 34-yard line. I think that'll be a gain of about 8, maybe 9. It'll be 2nd down and short. We'll call it 2nd and 2. Again, Hopkins needing to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. They're down to about 6:11 to do it. And that's a run straight up the middle. It will be enough for 1st down. They're fighting for extra yardage. Now they've blown it dead. I think they're going to give the forward progress, stopping at about the 28-yard line, maybe the 29. We'll see where the official spot is. Actually, I think they're going to put it right at the 30. Wherever yeah, it is going to be right at the 30. Wherever the spot is, it is a fresh set of downs. So we'll be 1st and 10. Down to 5:41 in the game. And the quarterback's going to keep that all the way. And another nice moderate gain on 1st down. Will gain about 5. I think he gained exactly 5 actually, because now they're putting it at the 25. It'll be 2nd down at about 5. A little slow pass to get back in the backfield. And he's gotten away from the tackle. And at the end, I think he'll gain about 2. It was a nice play by the runner to avoid the tackle for loss. Didn't end up being much of a game, but it was a good play to avoid a loss. They're going to put the ball about the 23. I think I see a flag down, and I do, and it is holding on Hopkins. So that play will not stand, which will back him up behind the sticks again. Again, if you're just joining us, penalties have been a theme for Hopkins on offense, which is very much sloping down. It should be about a 2nd and 15 now after the holding call, and they'll move the ball back to the 35. And Hopkins needing a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie this game. Down to 4:45 in the game. Quarterback looking to throw it, and now he'll take off and run with it. We'll get back to about the 29. Close to the original line of scrimmage, I believe. We'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd down, and we'll call it about 8, maybe 9. Speed it up here, I guess, because we're already snapping. Another quick throw. A lot of run to work with. A nice gain will bring it back to about the 25, but it will not be enough for the 1st down. It will bring up 4th down. They need about 4, maybe 5 more to get the 1st down and keep the drive going. It will be 4th down. Again, ignore the game changer scoreboard. Sanders is leading 8-0. So being about 4th down and about 5 now for Hopkins. They really need this conversion. Looking to throw, and that throw was a little short. It skipped into the receiver. So it will be incomplete, and it will be another turnover on downs. Sanders will get the ball back. With 3:21 left in the game, Sanders will get the ball back at about their own 28-yard line. Actually, strike that, about the 23-yard line. Actually, they just moved the ball. 25-yard line. Sorry for all the numbers. Regardless where it is, Sanders will have the ball back, 1st and 10. They're leading by 8. With 3:21 to go. Probably just try and take time up on this drive. Hopkins would hopefully want to get the ball back in a hurry. So it'll be a run on 1st down, and that'll be another tackle for loss. I think they lost about 2 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 12. But again, I think the clock is more of the enemy here for Hopkins. Imagine that Sanders will take their time. And now a player's gone down on the field. And now they are going to stop the clock at 2:54 to attend to the down player. Again, thankfully, it does just look like the player that is down is having cramps, because they are trying to stretch his leg out on the field. And now the young man is up on his feet. He will be able to walk off the field. Now he's going to need a little more assistance. Hopefully he will be okay, as he was attended to. Clock is stopped at 2:54. Sanders up 8-0 with the ball. They have a 2nd down and about 12. And now the clock will begin running again. I imagine Sanders would just like to take their sweet time to take as much clock as they can. Hopkins needs the ball back in a hurry. 2nd down and 12. There'll be another run play. And I think that will be a short gain. We might have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Gain of about 2. And timeout has been called to stop the clock, I believe, by Hopkins. For this 3rd down play, I think they're actually going to say he didn't gain quite as much as the original line of scrimmage, because I think they're going to say it's a 3rd down and 11 now. I think the ball is spotted right at the 24. We need to get to right at the 35 to get a 1st down. After the timeout, it's going to be 3rd down and about 11 for Sanders. Hopkins looking for a stop here, as they need the ball back and to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion in the last 2:20 of this game. And a run straight up the middle. Nice gain on that run, but it will not be enough for the 1st down. He's going to be short by about 2 yards, I'll say. Going to bring a 4th down and about 2. And another timeout has been called to preserve as much time as possible. We'll see what Sanders decides to do on this 4th down and short, whether they're going to risk going for it to use more clock or just punt it away. They have a timeout to the side. So it's 4th down, 2. Sanders up 8-0 with the ball, with about 2:06 left on the clock. again, if you're just joining us, the only score in this game was actually scored on defense. It was a pick 6 at the end of the first half by Sanders. Defense has been very dominant in this game. So it's 4th down and 2, and it looks like Sanders is going to go for it offensively. See if Hopkins can get a stop here, which they desperately need. And right now it looks like they got the stop. There was no gain on that play. Nice stand by Hopkins. They are going to get the ball back with about 1:59 on the clock. And they are on Sanders' side of the field. They're going to put it, I believe, around the 30-yard line of Sanders. So luckily they will have a short field to work with. Unfortunately, they have had a short field a few times this game and haven't been able to take advantage. They're actually going to put it at the 33-yard line. So Hopkins will get the ball back 1st and 10 at Sanders' 33-yard line. So they need 33 yards to get the touchdown they need to tie this game. And a nice completion downfield. And he's going to keep going. He's going to be stopped inside the 10. I think they're going to put it right at the 5. Great start to this drive. Sorry for my slow camera work there. He threw so far down the field, he was out of my camera range. So it'll be 1st and goal for Sanders. Just what they needed, and then there's 1:40 on the clock, and then it's running. Desperately need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. So they'll run the ball now. It'll be closer, not quite to the goal line, but it'll put them at about the 2. Clock is still running. I think the clock, again, is probably the biggest enemy here. It will technically be 2nd down and goal, about the 2-yard line. Now a timeout will be called. Stop the clock with 1:13. Again, Hopkins needing the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to tie because Sanders converted their 2-point conversion. And they got their touchdown. And if you've been paying attention to Hopkins football this year, last-minute heroics has been their MO. So this is not uncommon for Hopkins to take it down to the wire. See if they got some more last-minute magic in them. Again, 1:13 on the clock. Hopkins at the 2-yard line, needing a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. A run straight up the middle by the quarterback. He's still pushing, fighting for the goal line. He's going to be stopped just short. I think he's going to be inside the 1. And it's going to be 3rd down. But again, that doesn't matter as much. It's the clock that's the problem. We're down to under a minute, and the clock is still running. I'm not sure how many timeouts Hopkins has, so I can't help you with that. There's going to be another quick snap, and this one he's going to get into the end zone. Hopkins gets the first part of their job. They got the touchdown they needed. It'll now be 6 to 8. But Hopkins needs a 2-point conversion in order to tie this game. Because they will not have much time to get it otherwise. Down to 42.7. Hopkins needs the 2-point conversion to tie this game. Very big play here. And that play is stopped short. I think that might have been a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. 2-point conversion is not successful. Hopkins will still be down 2 points. It'll be 6 to 8, Sanders. Big stop by their defense. So I imagine we'll have to see an onside kick attempt here with 42.1 seconds left. think the only way Hopkins can get the ball back is, in order to win this game, is to go for the onside kick. That's the first offensive score of this game, though. Again, Sanders got their touchdown on a pick 6. Still have 42.1 seconds left. Again, I don't know how many timeouts each team has. But unfortunately, I think Hopkins is out of them, considering how the end of that drive went when they didn't take them. But I don't know for sure. So I don't know how often Hopkins can stop the clock. I think we're down to recover an onside kick or the game might be over mode. I imagine they're going to go for an onside kick. And kicks it right to a Sanders player. So Sanders has the ball right at around midfield with 38.9 seconds left. So I think Hopkins will have to depend on its defense to get the ball back via a turnover. They don't have much time to do it. Down by 2 after the failed 2-point conversion. They're actually going to put it at the 49-yard line on Hopkins' side of the field. Again, I think that's the least of Hopkins' problems. First and 10 for Sanders. And they will just set up in victory formation after the knee. Clock is rolling. I don't think Hopkins can stop it. Down to 27 and counting. I'm not even sure Sanders has to run another play, and I don't think they will because they're running off the field. So Hopkins made a great show of coming back with a chance to tie at the end, but with the failed 2-point conversion, it just quite wasn't enough. Sanders will win this game 8-6, excuse me. A very defensive game and close game at the end. The final score will be Sanders 8, Hopkins 6 in this first game of the postseason. We'll see if they can recover next week, as I believe they'll play another game. I'm not quite sure of the schedule. Sure, it will be posted online somewhere. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties with the scoreboard not being accurate. But the final score is Sanders 8, Hopkins 6. Thanks everyone so much for tuning in. Hope to see you next time. Have a good one.